So we move on to the auto scaling group and talk about what it is exactly. Now, this auto scaling group in real life, first of all, the load on your website and application can change. Say people do come to your office or to your shop or to your website, usually in the morning, and they were always fewer. But in the evening, more people do come to your website, right? Or during holiday seasons, a lot of people would want to visit your website. So the load on your application or your website can actually change, right? And if you are just actually only creating 2 instances, and then the load is too much on these 2 instances, it might possibly crash, right? So what auto scaling would do is to automatically help you create more EC2 instances to help you balance the load at any possible time. And if the traffic on your website reduces, well, so as the instances also reduces as well. Okay, so in the cloud, you can actually create and get rid of servers very quickly. So if you created a server real quick right now, maybe 10, you could get rid of all the 10 right immediately. And that's why it's the cloud. It's very easy to get what you want, and that's it. And the goal of auto scaling group is what I've explained earlier. The first thing which I explained is that you can actually scale out, okay, to match the increased load. That is, the more the traffic that comes to your website or application, the more you have more EC2 instances automatically created for you, right? You don't have to be there when it's created. So the more people that actually visit your website, the more the instances that is created automatically. And if there are less people, the more the less you actually have an EC2 instance. Okay, so this actually means you are scaling out, and scaling out just means you are adding more instances, okay, so that you can balance the load between different users, between different traffic. Okay, and then we have scaling. Scaling just matches the decreased load. It just decreases the amount of instances that you have. So if you probably have maybe like 4 right now, okay, if there are few people accessing your website or application, it reduces the load to match the people accessing it. So this, let's say this 2 EC2 can take a traffic of about 50,000. Okay, if there are 20,000 people accessing your website, this 2 is enough. But once it increases to 70, then automatically another EC2 instance is created. Okay, that's what we mean by scaling, scale out. Okay, but once it reduces, it is called scaling. Okay, so scaling, that is, it comes in and reduce. Okay, scale out means it expands, it increases the EC2 instances. Okay, and one interesting thing is that by default you can ensure that you have a minimum and a maximum number of machines running. Let's say no matter what, whether there's a lot of traffic or not, you could have a minimum of 2 instances running. And let's say there's a lot of traffic, you don't want more than maybe 10 instances actually run, because of course you have to pay for what you use, right? And then the higher it scales out, the higher you pay for, right? Even though it is pay per use. Okay, and then the interesting thing about this auto scaling group is what I explained already. It can automatically register a new instance to the load balancer. So this auto scaling group also doesn't work on its own, it works with the load balancer as well. Okay, so that's why you need to know how to use the load balancer combined with this auto scaling group. Okay, and if any of these instances get messed up, okay, this auto scaling group automatically creates a new one. So let's say you have about 3 of it, and then one crashes, another one automatically is created. Okay, so you don't need to worry about issues or anything. Okay, and this is interesting because it actually saves the cost of amount you actually pay for what you use, right? And this is one of the principles of the cloud that you need to understand. Okay, so it is cost saving. If there are few people, you pay less. If the more the instance, the more you pay, right? So it only runs at an optimal capacity. Now, to actually show you this little explanation through a diagram, okay, which in this case I've mentioned before. Okay, when you want to create an auto scaling group, you can have a minimum instance, maybe 1, okay, right? and you can actually have what we call a desired capacity. Desired capacity is just, well, the one you actually want, but the minimum can be 1 or 2 for you in your own case, depending on how you set it up. But the desired capacity that you want is what you select here. Okay, so, and then it can scale out, that is, it can create more EC2 instances if your the traffic on your application or your website increases. It can actually scale out by creating more instances if actually needed. Okay, so by default, that means you can set the maximum size. Okay, if it's going to be scaling out, which means if it's going to be creating more instance, at maximum, how many do you want it to create for you? Okay, so you can set a desired capacity, how many you want by default, and you can set how many you want at maximum, so that it doesn't create more than what you actually can pay for, right? So you need to set a maximum size for it. Okay, and that's it. And then the load balancing and actually does work together with the auto scaling group. Okay, they don't work separately. Okay, because this load balancer would actually tell if the traffic on your website or the application is much or not. So if it notices that that is much, then it notifies your auto scaling group, and your auto scaling group automatically creates maybe another EC2 instance. So if the load is getting too much on this first instance and this second instance, well, your auto scaling group will be notified, and then it automatically creates another instance. So, and then it splits it across these 3. If there is more load which can't be held by these 3 instances, more EC2 instances will be created by the auto scaling group. Okay, so you have more instances automatically created if the traffic is much more than the capacity of what this EC2 instance can hold. Okay, another ones are automatically created, and it keeps going on like that and like that. All right, so then lastly, you need to understand the scaling strategy. Okay, you can also manually scale your auto scaling group if you really want. Okay, that's like you updating the size of your auto scaling group manually. Okay, and you can dynamically scale as well. Dynamically scale means you adding condition to when your auto scaling group should create more instances. So, and that's by using CloudWatch. We are going to talk about CloudWatch. For example, maybe if the CPU of each instance of a specific instance is greater than 70%, then you should simply add 2 units. Okay, or if the CPU is less than 30%, maybe you should remove 1 EC2 instance, right? So that's more like a condition based on when your instances, maybe if they are too hot, or if it's getting like too much heavy, you can automatically add a condition to add or remove. Okay, and there's also another way which you can use a schedule scaling. Maybe on Fridays there is definitely always going to be traffic. What you can do is you can actually set it to maybe Friday at every 10 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m. you want it to automatically create you a new EC2 instance, right? So that could be actually set to. And also the target tracking in this case, okay, where you can actually have a track of that's your EC2 instance, and then have your EC2 instance created based on what you are tracking. So we'll explore a few of the options. And lastly, you can automatically scale your EC2 instance using a predictive scaling. And a predictive scaling is just using machine learning. Well, machine learning learns from your existing data, right? It learns your data, just like people learned about you and they know a few things about you, right? That's kind of like machine learning, yeah. So it learns about how your EC2 instance has been running for maybe years or for months. Okay, so once it learns, it is going to be able to predict the future of your traffic, and it automatically creates you the right number of instances, maybe even before anything happens. Maybe it already learns your data, and it knows that every March there's always holiday season. So before the holiday season, okay, you can add what we call predictive scaling, which you would already have it on ground, by the way. Okay, so before then it can automatically create you EC2 instances, which is actually just nice too, and it's actually useful when your load has a predictive time-based patterns. So if your EC2 instance already has some time based like this, maybe at some point, maybe at 12 a.m. it rises. Before 12 p.m. it can automatically create you an instance, right? So that's some nice one there too as well. And let's get hands on it right now. Okay,